So I tried to do a stupid thing like I did earlier with the Best of Maui thing, where I picked up one of these old school 101 things to do on Maui and go through the whole list of 101 things and give my stupid comments on each. And even though I felt like I was going through really fast, it still took 32 minutes, which is way too long. Like, I don't have any special privileges on YouTube, so I can only max out at 15 minutes. And even if I did have the special privileges like some people, that would be way too boring of a concept to waste that kind of time on. So I was like, yeah, I guess that wasn't a good video idea like I thought it was. Anyway, when I first moved here, the first few months, I used to look at these things all the time, and they gave me some good ideas and, you know, gave you a little bit of information on the islands. There was a lot of other things I would read as well. And so they're helpful if, like, you come and visit and you don't have any friends or family on the island that you can visit and have guide you around. So it's a decent little thing. I haven't read one of these in a long time. Like, it may have been over 12 years since I've last looked at one of these. So I think a number of things on the list have changed over the years. And I also think there's probably things that were already on the list that I forgot about because I haven't looked at it in so long. So it was interesting to look through this thing again. It cracked me up because like the first third of this thing is just solid advertisements. You're just like going and you're like, dude, where's the first thing? How are they gonna fit 101 things in here when I haven't even gotten to number one yet? Just advertisement after advertisement after advertisement. Look, more advertisements. This is crazy. Just more advertisements and more advertisements. Oh, look, I finally got to number one. So, yeah, that's craziness. Another thing that's funny is there's a part in it where it's like Golf Central Maui, Golf Wailea, Golf Up Country Maui. And you're like, dude, you're kind of pushing it. Like, why don't you just make it like 99 things to do on Maui instead of 101 and not try to like get 3 things off of golfing? But I guess like if you think each course is unique enough that it's an experience in and of itself, then sure, that's 3 things to do if you're into golf. Whew. I was surprised when I was reading about some of the fancy restaurants that there's a couple nice restaurants on this island that have vegan and vegetarian menus. I haven't been to them. Like, ever since I switched to veganism and figured out what I like and stuff, I've found a way to do it cheaper. So I try not to eat. I used to eat out a lot before because I was lazy, but I figured out how to buy my own high quality, nutrient dense food that's really good for me and compatible with my vegan diet and not have it be too much work. So I don't go out to eat very much anymore except for piñatas. I go to piñatas quite frequently, pretty much every chance I get. I love that place, and I do hit other places sometimes. I'll stop by Down to Earth and go to the hot bar, and every now and then I'll go to Whole Foods and pick up some vegan friendly stuff from their hot bars. So I do make exceptions, but for the most part it's piñatas. I go there and then I get a whole lot of stuff at Mana Foods and stuff and make my own foods. So I think part of that is I just work so much I don't have the chance to go out to eat as much as I used to. But it's nice to see that there's some places with some good vegetarian and vegan menus. Maybe in about 16 months, when my sisters and their families and my mom come to Hawaii to celebrate my mom's 70th birthday, we'll go hit some of them, and it will be fun because they'll be able to get what they want and I won't have to be as creative and struggle to come up with something to eat as I often am when I go out to restaurants where I'm not familiar with the menu, because it's a little bit challenging. at Mama's Fish House, we only have one vegan option, and it's normally just vegetarian, but if you tell your server that you're vegan, it's really easy for them to switch it from a vegetarian to a vegan dish. It's not even one of those things where in the back the cooks get irritated, so you can pull that off pretty easy. So there is a vegan option at Mama's, and if you tell your server you're vegan, there's at least like a small handful of appetizers and whatnot that you can make vegan as well. Not very many because it's a fish house, so it's a lot of seafood, but they have some salads and some mushroom apps and stuff that you can make vegan if you let the server know in advance. So, but we don't have like a whole menu like these places, so kudos to them, and maybe I'll hit them someday. It's been an insanely quiet day at the school today. I haven't taught one class. It's pretty much 8:30 now, so I'm gonna be closing things up in a half an hour. Probably start breaking down early because the mall's looking really dead. And it's just contrast, because yesterday I taught a class, then I went and helped Sifu Matt teach his class. He's got 2 students now. He's carrying on Sifu John's legacy and doing an insanely good job of it. And then I came back and taught one more class, and it was really rewarding. My students are coming along nicely. I love what we're doing here. So, but today it's just quiet, and I was so tired. Like this morning I was so tired, I reset my alarm and was planning on blowing off my workout and going to sleep, and then just going to the gym after I closed up the school tonight. But then I thought, no, I don't want to have to do that. I just want to go home when I'm done with work. I don't want that workout hanging over my head all day. So I forced myself out of bed and ended up having a lot of fun once I hit the gym. It was just so hard to get out of bed, and that tiredness did not leave me. Like, since we didn't have any classes to teach today and nobody was coming by inquiring about lessons or about what we do here, it was just a really slow day. So I just was so tired. I laid on this mat and napped off, and I laid on the bench a while and napped off. I nodded off in that big comfortable chair there. It was pretty ridiculous. I kept going out and taking walks and running up and down the stairs trying to do things to wake myself up, but I didn't have to sit still any longer than 3 or 4 minutes, and I was falling asleep again. It was ridiculous. So tomorrow I should have a lot more classes to teach than I did today, so it's gonna be a great day. Anyway, I better be off, so have a nice day.